Hey everyone, I had to bring this video to you this week live from outside because it's like 46 degrees. I hear this feels amazing. This is my kind of winter for sure. I know this doesn't really fit I see green grass in the background and it feels like spring, which doesn't really fit our whole winter theme we have going on and thinking about Christmas, right? This is our last weekend with the kids to really hammer home the Christmas message. And typically we think about Christmas with snow and some more of that white stuff everywhere and freezing cold. I definitely don't normally hang out outside in just my slippers and a turtleneck in the middle of December, but here we are. But this weekend we get to share the story of Jesus' birth. And the truth is we have no idea what the weather was like. We have no idea if Jesus was really born on December 25th. We just don't know. I just shared a story with my kids today about the origin of December 25th, and it really had to do because the Romans worshipped the sun god on that day. And then when Constantine became a Christian, he began to tie in a Christ Mass with that. So kind of a cool story, you should look it up. But this week, as I was talking with my kids and we were really reading about, the story of Christmas and Jesus' birth, it really got me thinking of that song, Mary, Did You Know? And man, as a mom, I can't wait to the day I get to heaven. I just can't wait to ask Jesus or Mary herself, Mary, did you know? Did you know that your son was truly going to be the Savior of the world? Did you know he would suffer that way? Did you know he would sacrifice his very life for you and for all of us? I remember holding each of my kids, even carrying them in my womb and just always wondering what were they going to be like? What were they going to look like? What was God going to do in their lives? And so I can imagine Mary must have thought the same questions that we do today. But how cool to think, that her son is the Savior of the world because of her son, because of her sacrifice, because of her willingness to listen to God's miraculous call. We get to be free and live today. So as you go into your lessons with the kids this week, just remember this is our last week to really impart this idea of God's presence, not Christmas presents. So if you have any questions, if you need any help with this weekend, just let me know. Expect that the kids will be a little bit crazy. Your lesson is attached. The MC notes are attached in Planning Center, so you can take a look at all those. The only thing I wanted to share about your lesson, you'll see that there is a game activity, saving the cookie, so balancing the cookie in your head and trying to get it into your mouth. Listen, I use some judgment on that. If you think your kids aren't really going to be into that, then don't do it. Think of a different way to play a whole save the cookie idea. So for kindergarten, first grade, I definitely wouldn't do that because they're probably going to cry when their cookie hits the ground. So maybe you do a balancing act. Can they balance their cookie and walk? I can get you plastic spoons, something like that if you want to balance a cookie on a spoon and walk, or play like a hot potato game with it, whatever you want. So take a look at the lesson, change it how you think will best fit your kids. We don't want them to be stressed out. We don't want them crying. We want them to have a great time. And be sure to take some time to really talk about the true meaning of Christmas. So if you'll do me one more favor and take a look at the MC notes, there's a little video in there. It's like a minute and a half, maybe somewhere in there. It's a super silly song about Jesus Saves. We're actually going to show it to the kids before we go into small groups, but the MC, I think it's awesome. Maybe we could even do it again at the end and we could have the kids walking out and maybe even dancing and rapping a little bit that Jesus saves. So take a peek at it. That way everybody's familiar with it and we can decide as a group if we want to show it twice, once before we go into groups and once before they leave. So all right, I am out of here. We're going to go for a walk and enjoy some of this awesome sunshine. I'll see you all this weekend.